bringing you the hottest leading virtual news. This is King City News Network, KCNN, where we make your news our business.
Good evening. I'm Nubian King broadcasting live from King City, and this is your KCNN Spotlight. Today we have a special and intriguing guest, Gray Delwood, who is a facilitator in DigiWorlds. He teaches a variety of courses at the Metaverse University here in Digi. Gray, how are you today?
I'm doing quite well, Nubian. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, no problem. Hey, we had a discussion and about 15-20 minutes ago, and I found it rather intriguing, so I wanted to interview you. You are a facilitator. What exactly do you teach at the Metaverse University?
Well, it's my pleasure to teach several classes actually over there at MVU. I started out teaching a basic photography class.
Right.
Then I went to a little more advanced. That many people know how to use the camera. I mean, they could take snapshots, but many were interested in learning a little bit more about special poses, special lighting, even editing after kind
Sure.
of what they call post
Sure.
work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started a class with that. And
So in this class, I see in my notes here, it's called Reflection. Okay, in which
that's my latest class, the Reflection Friday.
Okay, let's talk about that. It says here you have open and honest discussions around life we live in virtual life. What are the topics? What does that include?
Well, just tonight we had a great discussion on what are the topic was, what are the things we learn about ourselves through this thing we call virtual life.
Sure.
It was a great discussion. People got thinking about their experience in this thing called virtual life, and there were some great responses. You know, how they think one way maybe in real life, but when they come into virtual life, they think maybe a little differently, or they have a slant that's not quite them in real life. So all of that is very interesting to me.
Yes. One of the things you discuss, are you a better friend or are you a better lover?
Oh, yeah.
That can be a topic all by itself.
That is
friend
a topic
versus
all
lover.
by itself. It could have spirited discussion because we really get into who are we and what do we expect, what are we looking for in this world, this imaginative, highly creative world. But why are we here? You know,
Sure. And I've been in virtual a long time, almost 10 years now. And obviously everybody is pretty much from SL. But in the SL perspective, everybody beefs up their profile. Here in OpenSim, it's not that big of a deal. Is that your observation?
I have noticed that. That is my observation. In fact, I did a little stint in encouraging people in my home world, DigiWorld. I encouraged people to get out there and really work on their profile, because it's really a great doorway into who we are without maybe people talking with us at first. But it gives great hints as to what our interests might be, what we might have in common, who we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that, I think that will determine if they will befriend you or not. Right?
Exactly. Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. It's like a welcome doormat in
Sure.
a sense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm open, or no, my whole profile is closed, and I don't want you to know me. So it gives a little subtle hint there.
Sure. Sure. Here's another question I'm gonna throw at you. How would I know, or entertain the audience, how do I know that I'm addicted to
Uh,
virtual?
uh, that's one of my favorite topics, actually,
Sure.
because
Sure.
of my real life background. I deal with addictions, and you would be, well, maybe you wouldn't be surprised that virtual life can have exactly the same aspects of addiction that cocaine, heroin, any of the drugs would have. There are same
Wow.
patterns that develop in a person.
So I log on every day. I have to log on every day. So am I addicted?
Not necessarily. You could log
Interesting.
on every day. You could spend maybe many hours, but you might not be classically addicted. The classical. Do you want me to go into some of the classic
Yeah, go into it a little
signs?
bit. Yes,
Okay,
please.
I'll give you a couple. Um, you've always heard about alcoholics. They tend to drink alone, or they sometimes keep that side of them private or secretive, actually. Well, that's the same with people in virtual worlds that are somewhat of addictive personality. They don't want people to know. They want to keep that side very quiet and separate from their real life. They might even be embarrassed that they're even on such a thing called a virtual world. That's one thing. Another is, well, it can apply if you
Mm-hmm.
neglect your real life for the sake of virtual life.
Sure.
That's a pretty clear sign of addiction.
Yes,
That
that's
you're not.
correct.
You're not taking care of your basic needs, your basic responsibilities in real life.
Yes.
Uh, you find you have to. You just have that urge that, oh, I got to get in there. I got to see what my
Right.
friends are doing. I got to.
Cardinal rule that everybody abides by, either whether in virtual, is RL comes first. And
Uh,
everybody respects that.
I've heard that so many times. That is a motto.
It is.
That that is a what do they call it? A chakra, a
Sure.
chant that is
Sure.
all over the virtual world with healthy
It is.
people. That my
Yes,
real
RL
life
comes
comes
first.
first.
Exactly. Exactly. It's another one. Here's another one that I find entertaining is ways to deal with horn dogs and sluts. You know,
Now
you
that
know, you got to talk about that, man.
uh, you're going to put me on the spot here, Nubian.
What is a horn dog?
Well, I'll tell you. I call Second Life my mama grid. She birthed me, and that I
Right.
come from humble beginnings over there in Second Life, and I grew up, and now I'm a man, and I'm in open sin now. But you spend, I'll say this tongue in cheek. You spend 10 minutes over in Second Life, and I'll show you horn dogs and sluts.
I don't know what a horn dog is,
Well, a horn
but
dog
I'm pretty
is,
sure I know what a slut is.
well, you get that picture. Okay.
Yes.
Let me see if I can describe it for the public
Sure.
consumption here. A horn dog might be a man that thinks of his more basic instincts and needs than he does with his head or his heart.
Okay.
Am I getting
All
through
right.
to you?
So we got, from a male perspective, and we're gonna get a little bit off base here. We got two heads, right?
You got it. I didn't want to say that.
It all depends on which one we want to think with.
I
But I
didn't
got
want
you.
to bring that. But you
Hey,
know where I'm coming
I'm
from.
clear with it. Yes, I'm clear with it. How do we deal with those kind of people, those kind of avatars?
My approach, which is really a broad, very generic approach for life, and that is to be honest. Those that really come up with some pretty inappropriate language, inappropriate and somewhat foul thinking, you've heard the comeback, hey, you don't know me. Why are you talking to me like that?
Right.
That is an approach that I would recommend to anybody in virtual life, and that is to be honest, to say, hey, I don't appreciate that kind of talk. I don't appreciate that kind of approach to me.
Sure.
You're being,
Sure.
You're way over the line there. You're over the top.
I got you.
So that would be my approach.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I would encourage the audience to take Grace Delwood class. You see, we had a good time with the interview, and if you take the course, I'm sure you would have an even greater time in identifying who you are in virtual, and I would encourage you to do that. Gray, thank you very much for coming. If you would like more information on Gray Delwood, you can please visit our King City information. Feel free to contact us. You can also view our King City Facebook page, Google Plus group, or you can even view our kingcity.net webpage, where you can see more information on our KCNN Spotlight guest and get more information on Nubian King Enterprises. This has been your KCNN Spotlight. I'm Nubian King. I'll see you next time. Gray, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Alrighty.
Bringing you the hottest leading virtual news. This is King City News Network, KCNN, where we make your news our business.